Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sam. So today we want to look at honest.cash. Honest Cash. What is Honest Cash? Well, a lot of people are saying Honest Cash is the next Steemit killer. Steemit was like the first social network on the blockchain that really did well, right? So alright, so Honest Cash is looking at doing well, they're not looking at because it's here already. So Honest Cash is actually doing the same thing. And who knows, it could beat Steemit, right? So, but what we want to do is look at it together, see the advantages, the good part of it and the bad part of it. Obviously, Steemit has its own flaws because you can't just get an Steemit account easily, you see, and you can't post on Steemit without having some Steem. Those are some flaws, right? Those are some flaws with Steem. But we'll check Honest Cash to see if it's the same. What's better about Honest Cash? Will Honest Cash end up being number one social network on the blockchain? So let's go through it together. All right. So this is the website. I'll drop a link in the description so you guys can check it out. And guys, please don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to smash the like button and also subscribe if you're watching this. If you're visiting our YouTube channel for the first time. Right, so on Honest Cash, you can actually talk about anything, and these are the trending topics that people always talk about, and the top trending topics are about cryptocurrency. And also, one of the first things you need to know is that Honest Cash is a platform that rewards you for doing what you've been doing on Facebook or on Steemit, but is built on Bitcoin Cash, right? So let's dive right into it. So this is the page where you get to sign up, so you can fix in your username there, your email address, and your password, and then register. Right. So Honest Cash is just okay, this part just explains what Honest Cash is used for, right, and the benefits for readers, and these are the team. So let's just get into Honest Cash to see what it looks like, right? So just a minute. All right, so this is an account I just created on Honest Cash. It's called David Ben, and I really love the fact that you can post on Honest Cash without having any money in your account. That can't work on the Steem blockchain. That can't work with Steemit. On Steemit, you need to have some amount of Steem to be able to use the blockchain. And of course, it has advantages and disadvantages, right? So this is the title, and this is what you want to talk about, right? So this is how to create an account. You can put a link, and of course it's saved automatically, and that's beautiful. So and I don't think the Steem blockchain does that for you. You can't, it doesn't save automatically. So you can add pictures, can add links to I think this is what Medium looks like. So you can add pictures, you can add links to YouTube videos, and this is the title. So when you're about to post, I can't see where to put tag, but when you're about to post, it will prompt you to add tags so users can easily see what you posted. So this was a post I made. I just copied something from somewhere and added it. All right, so this is the name of the account. This is the title. This is the little post. Now you mustn't make long posts, but your post shouldn't be less than 50 words, right? So everything here is about 70 plus words put together. So if someone is going through my profile right now, the person could actually click here to donate, to actually like the post and give, the person can give me 0.02 Bitcoin Cash. Right, so this is my address. Now, I personally, I think this is a flaw because that's one advantage that Steem has. If David Ben is your username on the Steem blockchain, you can actually go to Steem blockchain. Let me see if I can get the Explorer. All right, so this is the Explorer. So if I should paste this username, can I find people by their username? Well, the answer I think is right here, 0 results, and that is a flaw. That is should I call it a flaw? Okay, let's take this instead. Copy link address, and then we'll go to the blockchain, the block explorer rather. So that's the address. I'll just have to take this off and search. Still no results. I really don't know what's happening right now. All right, so this is a popular account on the Honest Cash network. So I'm gonna search for this address, which I've already copied. There it is. So this is Block Explorer, where you get to check um, just check what's happening on the blockchain, activities that are going on. So I got the results for that address. Well, let me take the username of that account. So honest underscore cash. So what I'm trying to say here is that the fact that people are not tied to their username, but rather they are tied to an address that is not that can't be easily remembered is a problem, in my opinion, right? Because on Steam you can actually request for fund by just sending your username, right? So you don't have to, your addresses don't need to be weird like this. So this is the Bitcoin Cash address for this account. So you want to send whatever you want to send to this account, you have to send it to this address, right? I think that's a limiting factor. But Bitcoin Cash, not Bitcoin Cash this time, Honest Cash still has some advantage in the sense that for you to open an account, you don't really need to pay any money, right? And for you to post on the platform, you don't need to have some token staked. That's because Honest Cash uses proof of work kind of algorithm. So now that leads us to the next thing. Honest Cash is using proof of work. Can Honest Cash really take massive number of users? Well, let's just find out for ourselves. All right, so I think the first place we need to go to is Blocktivity. Now let's check how the general how most of the proof of work blockchains are doing. So this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is stressed out today. Bitcoin is currently using 100% of its capacity, and it's using proof of work algorithm. Ethereum, same thing. And that I think this is one of the reasons why Ethereum is moving from proof of work to proof of stake, because it tends to be a lot more faster. So now let's look for Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is handling just over 10,000 transactions. This is actually operations, not transaction, meaning if we were to go by transactions, the number of transactions on Bitcoin Cash is way lower than this. But the reason why this is showing operations instead of transactions is because in some blockchains or some transactions has some other transactions embedded in them. For example, on the Bitcoin network or blockchain, every transaction has about 2.5 or 2.5 transactions, or approximately 3 transactions in each transaction. So the number of transactions you're seeing here, this is actually number of operations, not number of transactions. So the number of transactions on the Bitcoin network, it's actually lower than this. But because this website or Blocktivity takes Blocktivity actually recognizes the different transactions that are happening in that blockchain. You see, if you send Bitcoin to someone, there are about 2 to 3 transactions that take place in that one single transaction that happens. The same thing on EOS. Same thing. Tron is Wax is actually different because these are transactions, so these are operations. So in case you want to know more about the transactions and operations, the differences between transaction and operations, you can come to this website, blocktivity.info, and click here to read about transactions and operations, the difference. So the transactions you're seeing here on the Bitcoin network, on the Ethereum network, these are not the actual transactions. I think they're actually way lower than this. So these are the operations, meaning if a transaction has 10 transactions in them, you see, it will be, and then there are 10 transactions. You see, there's one transaction. There are 10 transactions that maybe 10 people sent, made one transaction each, right? So these are 10 individual transactions, but inside those 10 individual transactions, there are small other transactions inside them, right? So that is why we have operations here, operations here, operations here, operations here, and operations on this different network. So now Bitcoin Cash is really not doing so much work because it's using just 0.41% of its capacity, and it's currently handling over 10,000 transactions. You see, now the question is, since Bitcoin Cash is using Honest Cash is using Bitcoin Cash, can Bitcoin Cash handle huge number of people? Now, first of all, I think the one of the limiting factor is the fact that uh, the usernames of the users on the platform are not human readable, and that's should I say the username? The username stroke addresses are not human readable, and that is a big limiting factor. I think that is what that's a point that Steem or Steemit on Steem blockchain has over over um over Honest Cash and Bitcoin Cash as a whole. All right. So, for example, if we go over to one of the explorers on the Steem blockchain, and we just type some sticks and search. So this is a username, right? So you see the username right there, and it's actually just very easy. Okay, what just happened? Search that again. All right, so everything we're doing here, we're doing it live, no editing at all. So you can see the username and information that has to do with that username. So you can search people by their username, and I think this is almost similar to Facebook, because on Facebook you search people by their username, not by some long characters that cannot be memorized. So I think that is one advantage that um Honest Cash has Steam rather has over Honest Cash. But when it comes to ease of entry, when it comes to um, capital needed to start, I think Honest Cash has way advantage, because you don't need to have money in your account to start. You don't need to have money in your account to make a post. But on Steam, you need to have some deposits to do anything on the Steam blockchain on Steemit, right? And that's a real limiting factor. Point of entry, you don't have to pay. Must you pay to? But obviously you can actually get some free accounts on EOS, definitely, right? So now, well, we're trying to get to in terms of users. As you can see, Honest Cash, Bitcoin Cash rather, is doing 10,000 operations, and the blockchain is really stable. That means if or when enough people should come over to the platform, the blockchain could be able to take it, right? Could be able to take it, and this is a good sign right here. So I just started using Honest Cash. I find it really interesting, right? Because I love exploring other platforms, and these are my thoughts about Honest Cash. And currently, they've not been ranked on DAppRadar. Maybe it's because they don't have enough users, but it doesn't matter. I find that platform interesting. And also looking at Bitcoin Cash on the market is about $114, and that could be a good platform to get some more Bitcoin Cash. This supply is looking really good, and price looks good, supply looks good, and the volume $290 million, and that is really good, right? So this is the all-time high. This is a low. Right, so guys, that's all we have for you today. So tell us, what do you think about Honest Cash? Are you using Honest Cash? Do you think it's better than Steem? Do you think Honest Cash could end up having 1 million users? Do you think the username that is not human readable, the username and addresses that are not human readable, is a problem? Just drop your thoughts and your opinion in the comment section below. So thanks for watching. Now don't forget to subscribe and like the video, right? So see you some other time.